Welcome to Married to Movies. Industry insiders John Russell and Tracy Kring live and work happily in cinematrimony. They're sharing behind-the-scenes adventures of writing, producing, and appreciating films.
Good morning, babe.
Good morning, babe. How you doing?
Good. You have been gone for like 10 days or something.
I'm not sure if I've been gone or you've been gone, but we've been gone from each other.
Am I a part of your imagination or are you a part of mine?
Watch closely now.
We never hear
That's a Star is
any
Born
more
reference for any of you people out there.
You never hear any more of that song in A Star is Born.
That's a cool song. Chris Christopherson just killing that part.
This thing finally broke.
Oh my God.
That's why I'm raw dogging it over here. My niece was here along with a lot of my other women family members.
Right.
And she took us through brain rot, I think it's called.
Brain rot.
Yeah, it's like all of this terminology the kids are using these days.
Oh, those kids.
Like Gyotti. And alpha, beta.
Well, yeah, but alpha and beta has been totally like co-opted
Sigma.
by awful people.
It's really funny though, because there was a song from Heathers. The song from Heathers kind of like really did that for its lyrics, and it was pretty funny. But she was explaining to us what it all meant so we could understand.
Like Heathers the musical?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
And
not the movie, the musical.
And
all
like
right.
I've said this before, and I think our generation's been saying it for a very long time. That's where they got it, but they don't know it. That's why I said I was raw dogging it today, because I'm plugging my stand straight into my microphone.
Right. Well,
very raw dog, very demure.
Yes.
Very mindful, very raw dog. Did you know that I love Jules? So, she was like doing a TikTok where she was super duper crying because that person who was like, you took my demure, was like stealing the trademark.
Yeah, there's controversy about this terminology. In my opinion, the amount of energy that you spend as a creator defending your creation or fighting for, your specific, just create something else.
To me, it's like two things. Ego.
Yes.
Of course. And scarcity mindset.
That's the big one. The thought that this idea is the only idea I'm ever going to have.
Yeah. Or this is the biggest one or
Right,
whatever.
right.
It's scarce.
Right.
That ideas or talent or creation is scarce.
Right.
And it's not. You can just pluck them down from the idea cloud anytime you want them.
Our dog, who shat in the house, just decided to come out from his shame closet. Yes.
Last night, we had watched a movie and we were kind of talking about it. And then all of a sudden, we got a text message from our producer on Sky Valley.
Yes. It was after the movie, and it was about 10 o'clock, 10:15, something like that.
Something like that. We're just talking and chilling. And then this text comes in and you're like, uh-oh. And I kind of have a thing because often you will respond out loud to something.
Right.
And it will start the anxiety clock on me.
Oh.
And you don't say anything. And then I ask, what is it? And you don't respond. And then I'm just like up and up and up and up.
I was trying to figure it out. I didn't exactly understand what was going on.
No one has checked it up.
No one has checked. No one has let us know. There has not been a steady trickle of breakdowns.
I totally forgot.
No.
I forgot about it. And
imagine a dam of breakdowns.
Yeah.
Okay. And we had no knowledge of this dam.
Right. And here comes the log, and it just broke through the dam.
Just broke through.
There were
full on, like at the end of Superman 1. Okay.
Yeah.
Just
There were 2,163 breakdowns for like 4 or 5 characters.
Yes. 2,163 dreams that
you're going to
have.
crush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds exciting.
Yeah. We had to crush your dreams. But I am going to, and I thought we should tell the people listening why we crushed your dreams.
Well, okay. I mean, we
why?
didn't. Okay.
I mean, look, this is what happens.
We're not crushing dreams here, folks. We're trying to get through We're trying to separate the wheat from the chaff.
We went through all of the ones for the child actor. So first of all, anybody out of the age range was done. So we did a filter by New Mexico and also media, that it had to have media attachment.
This is essential. Otherwise, all you're doing is you're counting on your picture, okay? And you're making somebody go, you know what? That picture is so great that I want to see if they can act.
No, what it says to me is I have no resume. I think maybe acting reels are kind of irrelevant anymore because on all of these casting services, where acting service where you're putting yourself up there.
Right.
You can load multiple clips.
Oh, gosh. Some people, man, they would have like 10, 11,
but
12
clips. I kind of appreciate that because I like being able to watch you on Longmire.
Yes.
I like being able to watch you on Outer Range.
Yes.
And like all of these shows are separated so that I can also, one thing, picking you out of the crowd of who's in the scene. Like if you have the technology to do this, I would suggest taking a screen grab of you in the scene and starting the video off with the screen grab with your name.
Oh, that's interesting.
So that when I see you, I know that's you. People look different.
Well, there was one that in the description, it said angry person at Daisy 6. And as Daisy walked by the way, really good series. Enjoyed that. As she walked by, the person was like, I'm like, oh, that must be them. That's Ethan Hawke that you're acting with. Oh, look, that's Liam Neeson that you're acting with. And that's like, oh, what? They're getting good stuff.
No, there was a guy on there.
Yes, there was.
Yeah, he was like screaming at Matt Damon.
Yes.
He was getting beat up by Liam Neeson, and that's cool.
Yeah.
I feel like actors who get cast on something that big with big actors are kind of like, they're not maybe ever going to break, but they are very solid, talented people.
Very solid. It's like you're getting this like, boom, like, all right, yes.
They're like a working
These are the
actor.
real thing. These are the real deal. Yes.
Yeah. I really liked the fact that they were like video headshots.
What do you mean by that?
You could click the headshot and it would pull up a video, a short video.
That was a really cool. That guy, and he goes, so you decided to watch my headshot. That was really cool.
That was cool.
Yeah.
The thing that I thought was bad, though, is when people did not use that little headshot video to their advantage. Like if you're going to do that, say something cool. Like one girl said, I have 57 tattoos and I intend to get more. They would give a little personality feel.
Yeah, it was cute.
But like some people are like, I'm 5'8", 180 pounds. I live in Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah.
I went to Bedrock High School.
Really? Were they?
I don't know.
Were they a Flintstone? Were they?
Oh, was that?
That was Bedrock, babe.
Well, from the town of Bedrock.
Meet the Flintstones.
They're a modern Stone Age family.
From the town of Bedrock. It's all there in the song. It's all there for you, Tracy. If you would just search the song, you would learn the entire story of the modern Stone Age family.
My brain from early childhood has been filled with pop culture.
So do you think it's possible that you will use a social media clip and you'll have a little clip from the Flintstones in it?
I think people know what that is.
Oh, yeah, I understand. But wouldn't that be fun to have a clip of
You know what I love is in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles when Steve Martin does 2 coins in a fountain.
Yes. And then he's like, what? You don't know this one too?
Flintstones. Meet the...
Yes, yeah. That's someone who knows their audience. John Candy.
There's red text on their like little headshot thumbnail.
Okay.
And it's like very short amount of characters, but it would be like, recently booked onto CSI Miami or whatever.
Right.
Won this award or, their film was at this film festival.
Right.
And that little red text actually was kind of probably one of the first things that qualified it.
Yeah.
I don't even mind when they're just auditioning for a role and they share that video.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't even mind that.
Right.
Because I'm just getting to see them straight.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you're talking about if they show like one of their earlier auditions from something.
That.
I went to New Mexico for scouting.
Mm.
And you've heard of Burning Man.
Yeah.
Well, in New Mexico, they have Burning Butt.
Oh, Burning
The
Butt.
Burning Butt Festival. And that is because in New Mexico, there are a lot of green chilies, and I was not ready for those green chilies for the first couple of days.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh is right.
Uh-oh.
The Burning Butt Festival, and it was unpleasant, and then I was fine.
Well, did you have to eat so many green chilies?
Everything has green chilies.
Okay.
Everything.
They maybe
has
have
green chilies.
Were they spicy?
No, they weren't.
Okay, maybe they just have a laxative effect.
I don't know. Maybe. Sometimes they're a little bit spicy, and sometimes they're not.
Okay.
Yes, but
sounds yummy.
They was really good. Yeah, the food was really, really good in New Mexico, and we were running around and we were scouting. Our producer had done a lot of legwork. He had done a lot of work. He had,
He had things very narrowed down.
Very narrowed down. But it's a different thing when you're just looking at a picture as opposed to, you're here. You're seeing it.
Yeah.
You're seeing the distance between things. You're seeing, right, exactly. And then I can see things that, they didn't take this picture. We could utilize this, blah, blah, blah. So we were there for 4 days. After the first day, I told you, I was like, man, we're doing really, really well. This is great.
And I said, no, you're not.
No, and that's not what you want to hear.
I said, actually, I think you're doing horribly.
No, but we weren't doing horribly, Tracy. We were just not explaining it well.
Okay, but I also, we've said this on the show before. I get mad at things.
You were challenging some of our conceits.
Well, yeah, mainly there were some ideas of places to go, and I was very not happy about how far away they were.
How far away they were.
Because, if you went one place round trip,
yeah, it was
going to take 2 hours out of my day.
2 hours out of the day, hour there, hour back. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just looking at the logistics of how long we have to shoot this, and I'm like, we can't do that.
Right. But
so, I started to get pissed at you, but then what happened was I'm like, okay, I wish I could get to the place, I could evolve to the place where I no longer have to get mad. I just skip to the...
But I don't want you to evolve, babe, because then you wouldn't be Tracy.
Well, I think it would be better. Well, not better, but I think I would just be more efficient.
No.
If I could get straight to it.
Don't do it. No.
You just like my rants?
I like rage, Tracy. I like rant, Tracy. I like fuck the world, Tracy. I like that.
Okay.
We have to get there.
There's plenty of her around.
Yes, there is.
To just be able to get to the point where I'm like, Idea Tracy. Where Idea Tracy is out there, solving problems.
So we have a location that has been a bit of a bitch because what we wrote does not exist in New Mexico. It was like a 3 or 4 story, super old, hotel. One of those things from the 1920s or 30s.
They have a lot of them.
We are familiar with
in
those.
The South,
and they are more of a Southern thing.
They used to be a place for families to come.
Right.
They have indoor pools, but you had some locations that were possible. But I was like, they're so far away, and then I was on the map, Google Maps, and I was like, well, there's a space museum in the same town.
Yes.
Why aren't you talking to them?
And we had never considered the Space Museum.
Well, and I think that happens because, when I have people come to my house, for visits or something, and I'm all of a sudden I have to think of something interesting to do around my house. I'm just there's nothing interesting.
Yeah,
here.
yeah. What the hell's around my house? Yeah, exactly.
There's nothing here.
And then someone else is they get here and they're like, well, what about this? And what about this? And what about this?
Let's go to the apple orchard. Let's go pick cherries.
I never heard of that. Yeah.
And
yeah, exactly.
I feel like it was like that.
It was kind of like that. I mean, he was familiar with it. He had gone to it before, but we had just never.
No, I think they scouted it. They scouted it.
No.
There's pictures of it.
There is?
Yeah, they scouted that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they scouted it. Okay. But it just wasn't ever
we
considered.
We had never considered it as this location.
Yeah.
Like for this particular scene.
For this scene. Yeah.
Yes.
And that's the thing that's really fun is like, okay, well, this scene was written for a specific thing, but what do we have? What are the possibilities of a place it could be? You know, and really like being able, like, our producer had asked us, well, is there anything that you actually want to use the casino for? And you said, if we have a casino, we'll use a casino.
Exactly.
And it's like, we have a scene that takes place in a bar. Why not do it at the casino?
Right.
It's way cooler.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to, it's, you know, there's nothing written for a casino, so I'm not going to use this freaking casino because casinos are cool.
Yeah.
They're just, like, they look like money, folks. That's kind of what a casino's point is.
Even when you've written the script yourself, if you can look at that script now as a product, just like anybody else would, and remove preconceived notions.
Right.
Remove your ego.
Right.
Remove the preciousness of what you think you've accomplished. And just let the universe give you the gifts.
Yes. So it was a tremendous scouting trip. A lot of new ideas came forth, like the Space Museum, which, you know, looks like a good possibility for us, and a whole bunch of other amazing people and, you know,
you
and
did great.
conversations.
And I think you and the producer have pretty much almost locked.
Almost. Yeah, almost. Right. And then I spent 4 days in Vegas, and my brother treated me like a god, and I never paid for anything. Oh, we went to the Sphere.
Yeah, so cool.
The Sphere delivers so hard. It's like you're walking into a future, well, I'm not even gonna say futuristic. It's when you come into the Sphere, it feels like you're entering an alien spaceship. I mean, it's like one of the best things that they have. Well, first of all, they have 3 or 4 robots that are talking to you and giving you information and telling you about, okay, you can ask one of the robots questions and it will answer them for you. Okay. So I'm not sure if that technology is really actually that amazing or if it's more basically like a, living computer or whatever. But what they do have is...
What if it was like in Rocky where it was just moving around, but somebody was actually like Oz?
Yeah.
Somewhere
and that's
talking.
possible too. They have these like lasers that are, and it's like it can create basically 3D images.
Oh, gotcha.
And oh my God, that is incredible. Just imagine it. It's like, 2 or 3 stories high of these like 3D images moving around. And
what are the images?
Well, I mean, sometimes it's like a humanoid image or the inside of like corpuscles and nerve endings. And I mean, there's all kinds of crazy stuff.
Okay.
Just visually. And Darren Aronofsky created a film. And it's like one of those, like, I don't know, you've seen those films like Koyaanisqatsi, where it's all about sort of like, the beginning of the earth and, and all about nature and creation. And then man comes and, shit goes sideways.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. But it had kind of a spiritual bent to it. It had sort of like a modern Adam and Eve without it being, religious, which is kind of something that...
Doesn't Koyaanisqatsi mean life out of balance?
Life out of balance, yes. Here's the thing. Okay, so they were coming up, and we had gotten to the point where life had started to get out of balance, and then they were coming across, and I was like, oh fuck, that's a lithium mine. That's a lithium mine. Lithium mines are probably the worst and ugliest thing the earth has to offer right now.
Oh, no.
And there it was. It was a lithium mine. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, not good.
We are really mining lithium at an alarming rate.
Yeah, we are. And it looks horrible. It's an awful thing, the mining of lithium.
Yeah, but look at everything sitting on this table.
Yes, everything we have here, everything we are using for this podcast is lithium-based.
But lithium wears out and doesn't even do lithium anymore after a period of time.
Yeah.
So
it's
a stopgap.
The movie was a life event. It was like unlike anything I had ever seen because those who don't know, the sphere, it's like you could see around you 270 degrees.
Mm-hmm. And like in your chair, you can see all the way around.
All the way up, over, behind. And there is... it's like a 4D experience because they have air.
Mist and air.
It blew my hat off.
It blew your
during
hat
a
off.
Storm.
And I heard you got a little sick to your tummy.
Oh, well, Well, see, what happens is when it's floating and then it goes down, you feel like the whole place is moving down. It's like your brain is trying to figure out what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
It is trying to get some sort of handle on this.
Sicky like that.
Because it just is so, it's disorienting. It can be very, very disorienting. But they were like we were in an orange orchard and they blew like, the smell of, oranges, and it was an incredible experience.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
well,
it was
very cool.
And you have to come to this. This is well worth it. You know who else is going to have an incredible experience?
Who?
Our characters in Origian.
Interior, Lyra dining space. Emmeline and Matthew sit eating. Matthew watches her wrap fresh veggies around a protein bar. He tries it, and it does taste better.
Where should I put my stuff? I could probably just find a corner or something.
I don't like mess. We can make a pallet for you on the floor and switch out use of the bed every week.
The floor's fine.
That wouldn't be fair.
Interior, shuttle garden. Space. Matthew is installing a level of planters above the ones that Emmeline has already cultivated. Emmeline comes in impressed. Matthew. The best part about this is that we're using the water twice. Whatever is not absorbed by the plant will trickle down below it.
Emmeline. That's one of the things I wanted to talk to you about.
Robbie on cue projects a list which she has dictated. You have a list? Oh, I hate lists.
Why?
There's never a list of good things or fun things. It's always what you need to do more of or what you did wrong.
I like lists, and you didn't do anything wrong. We just have to work out a few things.
What we need more of?
The shower. We need to figure out how to handle it without overwhelming the filtration system.
We could shower half as much?
Once every other day?
We could shower half as long.
I take short showers already, but I could cut down.
Me too.
Or we could shower together.
Oh.
I propose we try all three and see which one we prefer. Item 2, the toilets.
Montage. Emmeline is in the shower by herself. Emmeline and Matthew are eating next to each other, with Matthew looking dirty. Emmeline works on Robbie to install the failing NDB, which couldn't power elements of the Cygnus, but is more than enough to provide power to the robot for thousands of years. Matthew is showering by himself. They are at lunch, and Emmeline looks tired and miserable. Matthew is in the shower, and Emmeline has a timer.
Time.
Matthew quickly washes the soap out of his eyes and scurries out with a towel around him. Emmeline disrobes while Matthew averts his eyes. He sits down with the timer.
Emmeline is standing in the shower and Matthew has his back to her, obviously uncomfortable. She is soaping up. Do my back, please.
Matthew half turns his body, still averting his eyes, and puts soap on Emmeline's back.
Your turn.
Emmeline moves to the back of the shower, and Matthew moves to the front and begins to suds up. Emmeline is sitting on her bed with Matthew in towels.
My vote is together.
Interior shuttle cockpit space. Emmeline is studying star charts and doing calculations. A screen pops up and flashes. Incoming message.
Matthew, we have an incoming message.
Matthew runs to the front of the ship. Is it from Earth?
No, it's coming from just outside the Swan.
Matthew gets really excited. I told you, this could be it. I knew it.
It's weak. Let me see if I can adjust.
Emmeline gets up and opens a panel and starts to manipulate dials. A video starts to tune in. It is a woman about their age.
Is that Janine?
Maybe.
This is Janine Shapiro, captain of the Delphinus. I'm terminating my mission. Tell my parents, Agnes and Michael Shapiro, that I love them, and I thought of them right until the end. It's too far. Too much black. I'm as alone as anyone has ever been. I've tried, but I can't anymore. I will this to be over. If you're seeing this, then I hope you're stronger than me. I hope that despair will not consume you. Goodbye.
Message ended. Replay.
Emmeline, archive message and package for Earth transmission.
I didn't know her really.
She probably used the shot.
And that's scary.
Not for us. We're not alone.
Matthew looks at Emmeline and places his hand on her hand. We never will be.
The first day that everybody was here, we went to Bloodroot for lunch. We got to talk to Noel some, and oh my God, we had some amazing desserts. And we ordered like one of every dessert, and we're really happy about it. And I am not you know me, I'm not a fan of pudding.
This is true.
I don't like that texture.
You don't like pudding.
I don't
That's
like
true.
it. Like if it were like pudding parfait, I still really don't. This pudding is so good. I would say it's worth the drive from wherever you live.
Bloodroot is vegetarian.
No, it's vegan.
Vegan. I'm sorry, vegan. What do they use to make pudding?
I have no clue.
Okay, fair enough.
Magic.
Okay.
Yeah, sorcery.
But it was what was the flavor?
Chocolate.
It was chocolate, but
it was like, I feel like it's like chocolate, like maybe
was it smooth? Was that the difference?
It was so moussey and light, and like there was enough air in it that it really like opens up in your mouth. It just like blooms chocolate into your mouth.
Wow.
It was so good. And like it just kind of like
This is a great Yelp review.
Yeah. No, there are certain things. Sometimes I eat something and I'm like, when aliens land, like if I ever like, oh, hi, alien, come live with me.
Right.
I would want to introduce it to certain things because it's like the quintessential thing. KO burger. In Chinatown.
KO burger.
It's like the ultimate hamburger. Now it's a smash burger. It's a smash burger, but I feel like as an example of a hamburger, it's pretty perfect. You know, I mean, it's got all of the burger flavor and it's got all the things you need in a hamburger.
Some people say a smash burger loses the burgerness of it.
They're full of shit and they've never had this burger. Go to KO burger and then tell me.
Okay.
And then like Levain, they have the best cookie.
Yeah.
It's just hands down, it's going to be the best cookie. Just a straight up chocolate chip.
All of their baked goods are freaking amazing.
They're all amazing, but it's all about a chocolate chip cookie. That chocolate silk pudding is an example of like really not even pudding. It's like the best chocolate flavor. And Noel, who's one of the owners, told me they only use a certain like Belgium chocolate.
Oh, okay.
Before we got like inundated by breakdown services actors, we had just watched a really cool movie called Ghostlight.
It was amazing.
I am an independent filmmaker, but sometimes I don't like watching independent films.
Sometimes.
I have to be in the mood. You compared it to like Coda.
It definitely would compare to Coda.
And you made a great point, which was I said, I'm not going to spoil this, okay? Because,
right.
I mean, it's kind of the whole movie. There was an element of it that I thought was really schmaltzy. It flew too close to the sun for me on the schmaltz.
On the schmaltz.
And had they, like, if I was giving feedback on that script, I would have made a suggestion. I just been like, hey, it's falling into, like, really treacly territory.
Right.
And you should probably consider tweaking this little bitty thing.
Yes. And what did I say? I said people love schmaltz.
Right. And you said, do you want to be important or popular?
Yes. Do you want to be important or do you want to be popular?
And I was like,
and
can't you be both?
You can be both, but there is that quality of the ending of your movie being satisfying.
Yeah,
having this
but
like
I don't know.
It's like honey falling all over you at the end.
Why does satisfying all of a sudden turn into satisfying like a Hallmark movie though?
Because that's what's satisfying.
Can it be satisfying like a 70s movie?
Where the main character kills themselves or are killed by the police?
Or gets like raped or
yeah. No, it can't. Because really the fact is that doesn't make it satisfying. It makes it important. It makes it like it makes it heavy. You know? You know, you're Paul Schradering the thing. Okay? But even Taxi Driver doesn't end with his death. The dialogue in this movie was excellent. It was not a showy movie.
It only said just enough. They did not sit around and talk about shit. They did not over-explain, overshare. There was an economy to it. that I think really worked because you were using actors nobody's ever seen.
It's almost like dangling participles. It's like they're out there and we're not finishing our ideas. We're just coming back around and we're putting things out here a little bit at a time.
The thing that was affecting the characters, that was making them
the event that had happened, that was always sort of hinted at.
Yeah, the way that the event was revealed.
Yes,
I told you that's really important for us to think about the way they revealed that for our own script,
right?
Because I thought it was really well done for the most part.
Mm-hmm. I highly recommend Ghostlight.
Yeah. And I thought it was cool because when they actually came to the theater they were going to be using, the Ghostlight was on stage, which, and there was like a really great, simple idea and symbolism to the Ghostlight.
Yes, there was.
And
I loved it. I love the fact that it was really a movie about how art changes people, how it can heal, how art in a way can do more construction in a soul than almost anything else can.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's like the way that it revives and gives hope back, was really, really beautiful.
Yeah.
It was really, I liked the movie a lot.
I like the movie a lot. I like you a lot. I like being back here a lot.
But you better like keeping the house clean a lot.
Oh, geez.
And this always becomes a thing in our marriage.
Yes.
And my judgment of you as a human.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Wow. Did that take a turn?
In order to have 6 or 8 people in your house staying over the night, you have to address certain things that go unnoticed or uncleaned the rest of the time. So my sister-in-law was here several days early and she really went to town on the house.
She did.
And scrubbed everything and just
I love you
reorganized
for that.
things.
I love you for that. There were people that would be like, oh, I would never let somebody clean my house. I'm like,
it's funny.
Go for it, okay? I encourage anybody to come to my house and clean the fuck out of it. Here is the thing that I realize about cleaning. If you do not constantly clean up the little spots, the little messes, the little dishes as you are going.
Oh, you're screwed.
It just, everything, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and it accumulates.
Dirtier and dirtier
and it becomes an impossible task.
Well, it becomes much harder.
But getting yourself to, when you see a spot of coffee on the counter and clean that spot of coffee, that's a whole mindset, man.
Well, it's discipline.
It is.
It's discipline.
I hate
discipline.
Discipline.
You suck at that so much.
I hate it.
I feel really put together if I can look around and nothing's grabbing my attention, that it's a problem.
We are attempting discipline.
Well, I before you go to bed, just clean up your space.
I make no promises.
Well, the second I start not caring is the second you don't care at all.
I make no promises.
It's hard not to get romantic about movies. Thanks for listening to Married to Movies. Jon and Tracy will meet you for breakfast tomorrow.